What's going on, peepsters? Nick here today, and today I just want to go over top 5 fish that you should not get for an aquarium, but knowing me, I'm probably going to get at least one of these fish into my aquarium. So, now these fish get pretty damn big. Yeah, they get pretty damn big. Knowing me, I'm probably going to get like one of them, but there is one on my list that I really do want, but we'll get to that in a minute. Yeah. So, oh man, I cannot stage this enough. But don't mind this. It's my little back thing. It's like these packaging stuff that like doesn't pop. Anyways, it's a good little backrest. So top 5 fish that you should not get in a aquarium. But I'm probably gonna get one of these fish, like I said. So number uno, is the pleco, the common pleco. These fish get to about like 2 feet long, maybe bigger. They are big fish. Yeah, you get them like this big and they go to this big. They are nice to have in your aquariums. They're nice algae eaters. They're actually a type of catfish, for those of you who didn't know. They're beautiful fish, don't get me wrong, but there's a time and a place where they just need a bigger aquarium. I was going to get one, then I decided not. Not because I found that out, but just because he needed a 55 gallon to start out with, and that lady would not sell me one, because I told her I only have this 29 right here. Those of you who don't know. Bluegill. You guys can't even see her. Bass is right there. But, yeah, she wouldn't sell me a pleco. The one I wanted, at least. The common pleco. Like the darkish ones. And then she gave me a clown pleco, which turned out to be sick and died. But, yeah, Plectonomous, I think is the full name. But plecos, you get them about like this big and they grow to this big, like I said. There's just a time and a place where you're going to need a bigger tank for them. Number 2 is the alligator gar. Now, there are so many species of alligator gars, but I cannot hesitate this enough. Do not get an alligator gar unless you have a big pond in your backyard or something like that. These suckers can get huge. They can get 8 feet long. Yeah, do you really have a tank that's 8 feet long? Yeah. No. Do not get an alligator gar. Alligator gars, yeah, they're cool fish. They're scavengers. They'll eat anything. But they can grow to 8 feet long. You will need, I don't know, like a 10-foot aquarium. 2 feet is all the space it'll have. That's it, unless you have a big old square. But anyways, those guys come from the Amazon. Oh, I need to charge my phone. Alright, sorry about that. But alligator gars, you do not want to get an alligator gar. Like I said, they can get to 8 feet long. No. Do not get an alligator gar. I cannot hesitate it enough. You'll get them this big, then they go to that big. But this is the smallest I've ever seen them in an aquarium. But yeah, do not get an alligator gar, ladies and gentlemen, because they will outgrow your tank, but not as fast as another fish on this list. Next fish on this list is a sturgeon. Do not get a freaking sturgeon. Yes, they're a prehistoric fish. Yes, they're an awesome fish. Yes, they're a type of pleco, or another name, or in other words, a type of catfish. If you guys have not seen their mouths, it's under their nose like a stingray. Or a pleco. They're like a cat. They're like a different species of catfish, but they're prehistoric fish. It's technically a living prehistoric fish. They've been around for so long. Same with alligator gars, been here for millions of years. But sturgeons, you could get them small, but they cost a lot of money if you could even try and find one. Then on top of that, you're going to need a big ass tank. I would start out with like an 8-foot one for one about like this big, if you can even find one that big. And even so, it would cost you a couple $1,000s for a sturgeon that small. Plus, I don't even think you could really get them anywhere for aquarium fish unless you go catch them. But Do not get a sturgeon. They could also get to 8 feet long, 8 to 9 feet long. Just do not get it. I can't say it. People these days try and get plecos. Plecos I can understand. They don't go to 8 feet long. Don't try and get a sturgeon or a gar. No, those things get to 8 feet long. That's cocoa, by the way. The last fish on this freaking species. No, I'm joking. Second last fish is the arowana. Now, arowanas, I do want an arowana. They're a badass fish. Yes, they look like some type of eel in a way, but do not get arowanas. You can get them this small. Even the full-grown ones are about this length right here. That's about a good 21 inches or so. Do not get this arowana because it could grow to that length at full-grown, maybe even longer. So do not get an arowana unless you have a nice big backyard with a nice big pool, which you can keep most of these fish in there if you have a nice sized pool. Arowanas, they can only grow to like 3 feet long at their full adult age. But yeah, arowanas I can see, but if you have a 55-gallon aquarium for arowana this big, it's going to grow it out pretty damn fast. But just do not get an arowana. Arowanas, yes, they're beautiful fish. Do not get an arowana unless you have the right size tank for it. So maybe like a 600-gallon tank with about, I don't know, 21 inches wide or so. No, not 21 inches. About 12 inches wide. And about 21 inches tall for it. But yeah, 600 gallons max will be perfect for a full-grown arowana. So if you guys have that, good job. And the last species on our list is the red-tailed catfish. Now I do want a red-tailed catfish, but I could get a little baby one for 60 bucks. But I don't have 60 bucks right now, so I can't get one. Plus I'm waiting to get that 55-gallon worked on. So I'm putting new silicone and everything on it before I put it in my room. Now red-tailed catfish will grow up to 5 to 6 feet. Now if you have an 8-foot aquarium, understand 6-foot aquarium's not going to work. Now if you have a 55-gallon aquarium and you get a little baby catfish that goes from this, in about a couple weeks or maybe like a month or so, it's going to grow to this. That's already too big for, you know, a 55-gallon aquarium. But if it's just that fish in there, it will work very good. They live in the Amazon. I don't know how people even get them. They probably catch them, find out if it's male or female, and breed them, and I guess that's how they got all over the world. But they are very big fish. They could grow, like I said, 5 to 6 feet long. That's longer than a 4-foot 55-gallon aquarium. Now the water they live in is murky and soft, so probably like the bottom of, you know, lakes that aren't rocky. It's murky and it's really dirt down there, like mud cats. I actually have a mud cat in here, and he tends to stay in the bottom. Tend to, but they like it murky and soft. They also, this catfish gets so big that a minimum size aquarium, say between, this catfish gets so big that an 8-foot by 3-foot, an 8-foot long aquarium by a 3-foot tall by 3 feet wide aquarium will work best for a red-tailed catfish. So maybe like a 300-gallon aquarium that's 8 foot long will work perfect for a red-tailed catfish. But 500 gallons at most will work perfect for a red-tailed catfish. Because a red-tailed catfish, like I said, grow from 5 to 6 feet long. And they need a big space, a big aquarium. You'll get them this big, a couple weeks they'll be this big, a couple weeks they'll be this big. Months, I should say. So that's already too big for a 55-gallon or a 65-gallon or a 75-gallon or a 90-gallon for that much. You will need, then you could probably move up to probably like a 100-gallon or so, but if you guys have an 8-foot long aquarium that's 3 feet tall and 3 feet wide, with 500 gallons of water will work perfect. So you guys are in the clear if you guys have that. But if you guys have an 8-foot long aquarium that's like 300 gallons, like Bama Bass, that will be good for a little start. But yeah. They like the water between 74 and 82 degrees Fahrenheit, so that's pretty well maintained for most aquariums. Now these fish are scavengers, just like the ordinary catfish. They are scavengers, but these guys are carnivores of the carnivores. Like anything you put in the tank, they will eat. You could also train them, I guess, because once they get comfortable in their tank and you get them small and you feed them every day and stuff, you could put your hand in the tank and you kind of pet them a little bit, because where you put your hand is where they're going to know where no food's coming. So that's that. Anything now, like I said, these guys are carnivores and they are scavengers, so mix those two together, they will eat anything they could fit into their mouths. So you get a catfish, a red-tailed catfish this big, and it could eat a fish half its size that's probably like this big. So I wouldn't recommend putting him, if you have a red-tailed catfish this big, I wouldn't recommend putting it into another tank with fish smaller than it, I should say. Always have fish that are bigger than it, or else your fish will disappear the next day. So those are my top 5 fish you should not have in an aquarium, but knowing me, I will probably get the red-tailed catfish. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, please hit that like button and please hit that red subscribe button down below. That will be greatly appreciated, and I will have more fish videos coming soon. So please subscribe, and I will see you guys later.